Hey everyone, so this lecture is about all things Microsoft Teams. So if you're new to Teams, hopefully you're able to find this lecture on your Teams and sort of review it. Most of you have used this program already, and it's pretty easy and intuitive to use. I think it's light years ahead of Blackboard. So this is really where we're going to be to sort of communicate video, um, audio calls if you prefer, chatting, anything for the class you're going to get through this Teams platform. So when you first come to Teams, you might see something like this. If you look over on my left-hand side here, these are kind of my main navigation buttons. These will always be here no matter what team you're in if you have multiple teams. So in my case, I have three because these are the three classes that I'm teaching this semester. So I could always just go over here and do whatever it is I need to do. I can look at assignments for all my teams. I can look at my calendar, which links to your Outlook calendar. So anything in your Outlook calendar on your normal email, let's say, should also be in here. It's good to know, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But let's just go into one of the teams to sort of get the lay of the land. And I'm just going to go into ARC Software 2, but they're all the same. Okay, so I'm going to go in ARC Software 2. Now, right away, it takes me to the general channel, which is where I'll post sort of information that applies to the class as a whole. So here you're going to get the welcome letter. You're going to get links to the lecture, such as this about Microsoft Teams and kind of how everything works. You can, of course, respond to anything in here. The whole class will see it, and I can sort of respond back to you, and they can see that Q&A in this whole chain here. So that's really handy. Over on the left-hand side, you're going to see there's different channels, and this list will grow as we go through the semester. So right now I have one channel aside from the general channel in here, which is Assignment 1 content. So this is where I'm going to be posting everything associated with Assignment 1. So if I go into that channel, I'm just going to click on it. Right now there's nothing in there, so I haven't posted anything yet. But this is where you'll go for that. So if you're working through the class and you're like, okay, we're on assignment 3, I need to do assignment 3, you can go to assignment 3 content. Everything you need for that is in there. You don't have to worry about any other channel. I do this because I think it makes the most sense, and hopefully you won't get lost in Teams or anything. Let me just go back to the general channel. I want to point out a couple important things. So if you look at the top right up here, see a couple tabs. First is the post tab. So I made a post yesterday, welcome to ARC Software 2. Okay, everything will be in there about that information. I can, as a student and me, you can start a new conversation on the bottom here, and you can be like, hey, Kevin, this doesn't make sense about the format for the class. So if it pertains to the class as a whole, this would be a good spot to post it. If it doesn't, and it's more about assignment 1, you might want to do that in assignment 1. I can click on files here. Okay. Now these are files associated with the class. If I go into class materials, I see the syllabus and the course calendar are already uploaded in here, so I can look at those if need be. Now, if I go back one, let me just go, let's see. Go back to, I clicked on general here. That kind of took me back. This is a space where, let's say if you want to share a file with another student, you can, of course, always email it to them, but you could make a folder for yourself on here, and you could just call it, say, Jane Doe, okay? And you can use that to drop some files in. Somebody else can go in that folder and pick up that file and download it. So you could almost think of this files tab as a sort of repository of stuff that you sort of want to share with each other. I wouldn't dump just anything in here and use this as a sort of repository for any other class. I wouldn't do that. This is just for sort of sharing between each other, if need be. Okay, so it's at your disposal. Also, if you hit files here, as these posts grow, say in the general channel, and people attach different things, or I attach different files to look at. If you click on files, you'll see all those attachments sort of listed here without the post. So it's good just to be like, oh, where's that thing he sent us? Oh, there it is. I'm just going to go to files and find it instead of trying to look through all the posts. Okay, so one thing I'm using that's new this semester is the class notebook. So I'm going to just click on this and show you basically how it works. You'll get a little write-up here from Microsoft about it, but once you click on class notebook, I would just click on this that looks like sort of a stack of books. It says show navigation, so I'm going to click on that. Now, here's what we got here. This looks more complicated than it is, but here's what it is. You have a collaboration space. So if I click on that, let me just hit that little down arrow. It says team collaboration. Now, here is another space where you can make any page, like you as a student can make a page and you could call it Jane Doe's collaboration page. Okay. And you could call it that, and you could sort of insert files on this collaboration page. You can write notes, you can do whatever you want, and other people can see it. Other people can go to Jane Doe's collaboration page and they can grab those files, they can do whatever they want. So it's much like the files tab that I just showed you. Okay, that's what this team collaboration is. Okay, if you want to use it, it's there for you. Content library is interesting. So this is where I'll just post some class information. This is where the syllabus is as well, and anticipated course calendar is on here. I will also maybe post handouts in here for assignment 1, things like that. Assignment 2 handouts, assignment 3 handouts, or lecture 3 handouts that are just something you can print out and have next to you. So that's where I'll be sort of posting all this stuff, and this is where you can find it. I'll probably post it in other areas as well, like in the assignment 1 content, but I'll probably put it in both spots. And I'll organize these. You can put as many pages as you want in here, and I'll organize this so you're well aware of where everything is. So that's content library. So that covers collaboration space, content library. Teacher only is a space for me. You won't see that probably. Now, the only other thing here is each of you, as you can see in my teams, has a little class notebook, and I have a section in there called class notes. So you could make a page for each lecture, for each assignment 1 notes or something, and you could have this open as you're watching my lecture and take notes. Okay, I can look at these notes, but nobody else in the class can look at your notes. So this is your own personal space to take notes, and it'll always be here for you. So if you want to use this, go right ahead. If you don't want to use it, that's fine too. So maybe, for example, during a lecture, you're taking some notes and you keep getting stuck on this one spot. You can ask me to go look at those notes, and I can be like, oh yeah, this is the step you had sort of mixed up here in your notes that doesn't look right. So this is for you. You want to use it, great. If not, that's fine too. But you each have a class notebook in there. So that's class notebook. So we went through post, files, class notebook in this general channel. Now, if I go into assignments here, this is where you'll be able to see all the assignments as they're issued. The assignments will also be in their respective channel over here. So you can always just go over here and look at the assignment in there. They're in 2 places in this case. Okay. Grades, pretty self-explanatory. You'll see the different assignments and then the grade you receive for them, which will be a number grade. And of course, your name and any feedback I've given you on those assignments. Okay, so that's kind of everything within a class. If you have any questions, of course, just you could put it in the general channel and ask the question, or you can contact me separately. It's up to you. Okay, just something to consider. If you ever want to contact me and just shoot me a chat, you can click on the chat button here. Here's a bunch of chats that I've already had. Um, if you want to start a chat, you can click this little guy right here. Click new chat and sort of enter my name or anyone in the class's name. And then you just sort of type your message down below here, just as if you're texting on your phone. Here's why I like chats over email. I get a nice notification that someone's chatting me on my phone. So if I'm not at my computer, I can always respond to you right away from my phone. I know I can for email, but it always adds another step. So it's just like we can sort of text with each other. Very useful. So this, I would say, should be your primary means of contacting me. No one else can see our chats. Okay, that's just between you and me, unless you include somebody else. That's totally up to you. Okay. Another cool thing about chats, if you just need to, you can't find me in your long list of chats, you can just search my name up here and hit enter, and our chat will come right up, and then you can just add to the end of it. Shoot me a question. Super useful. Okay. The only other thing I want to point out is the calendar tab right here. So I'm going to click on the calendar. So now it's loaded my Outlook calendar for the week. So remember, this syncs with your email calendar. And here are the different Q&A sessions we have set up for my classes. So if you're in my ARC Software 2 classes, you're going to see these two under Wednesday and Thursday. And if you're in my other classes, you'll see them on Fridays. So let's say we are, it's time for this class. Okay, this Q&A session, if you want to join it. Okay, once it's time for it, like once our little time symbol here is over here, there'll be a little join button. You can just simply click the join button and you can enter this Q&A session. Okay, I'll most likely already be on, waiting for anybody who wants to join. Okay, so that is the easiest way to go on the Q&A sessions. Another way you can go on the Q&A sessions is going to your email, then going to the calendar, and then clicking the Teams link on that appointment for that day. They'll, if you double click on it in your calendar, you'll see it. So let's see if we can do it here. You just double click. Let's see what happens. So in your Outlook, and you clicked on the calendar invite, you would see this down here on the bottom, and you can just say click here to join the meeting from your Outlook calendar. Like I said, though, if you're in Teams, you can just click the little join button that's in here, or you can double click on it and click the join button up top. A lot of different ways to join it. If you have any issues with that, just let me know. Just let me know, and I'll get you in. Okay, so those are our Q&A sessions, at least for ARC Software 2. They're on Wednesday and Thursday. That's where you can hit me up live and we can chat, or again, you can just schedule something with me. Okay, that's it for Teams. Feel free to contact me in any way about anything that I've presented here. All right, thanks everybody.